We talk about, there's a technology blogger named Malik, who's a reporter, and he talks about in 2014, this is well after Silicon Valley launches in the 70s. He's watching all the tech boom and bust of the .com and then all into the new media. And he basically says, like, we as technologists have no idea what we're doing to people's emotions. Like, we just don't even think about it. And it's really true. And if you look at the history of the internet, over and over, it's sharing information, connecting information. It's all about data and information. And there's some sort of not seeing that actually, well, this is people that were connecting with this information and each other. And people have emotions, and emotions just have this huge, huge oversized impact. There's research down at USC that shows that, one, decisions can't be made without an emotional little impulse. So long story, but a lot of research on people with brain injuries that look at when people don't have emotional capacity, they just really have a hard time making decisions, even if everything else seems fine. And then also that emotions and feelings, they inspire us to act, right? They inspire, if you think of all creation, they say necessity is the mother of invention. Well, yes, that's true, but that necessity then creates an emotion that then sparks an idea. And so really taking emotions into account, not just to manipulate, which a lot of people do, right? Advertising does a great job of taking emotions into account, for better or worse, but to actually inspire and to think about how the landscape that we're working on when we're in a media environment is not the planet, it's not the water, it's not the air, it's our minds. This is the environment that we're sort of polluting. This is the environment that we're building infrastructure for. And we need to really take that into account. And it starts with emotions because we're such emotional creatures, really.
Carissa, any more on that?
Yeah, maybe I'll pose a question, which is, if we did acknowledge how much emotions drive our gut reactions, what we then decided to build, how we react to things and other people in the world, how would we structure our lives differently if that was the case? We have a story in the book. So our book is peppered with a series of speculative fiction stories that pose moments in the future for readers to try on and see how you show up in this future story if these phenomena were to be extrapolated 10, 20 years from the present. And one of these really, sits in this world of emotion, where there's a world where our world leaders are chosen by their ability to be compassionate with others, right? Not on their political agendas, not on their history as lawyers or attorneys or engineers or whatever that might be, but instead identified as at a young age for having a high compassion score, and that being the mark of somebody who could really lead people. So it's not a far leap from today's trends of really stressing social emotional learning in schools for kids, right? Like, that's starting to be like more of a through line and acknowledged. And yet we don't yet see that highly valued if you look at who our world leaders are. So, but what if we did? What kind of world would we be in?